What's going on, Formula One fans? I am Dalton, and this is the Petrolist. Thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and get started. So things may have just gotten worse for Yuki Tsunoda, and a little more tricky for Liam Lawson, and possibly better for Lewis Hamilton. Let's go ahead and start with Yuki. Things may have gotten worse for Yuki because there's this dude called Isack Hadjar, Formula 2 driver, or former Formula 2 driver, who has joined Yuki Tsunoda in the second V-carb seat. And as it turns out, this guy is fast. Matter of fact, in testing, he was faster than Yuki Tsunoda. So obviously, it's clear why that's worse for Yuki Tsunoda, because prior to this, if Liam Lawson didn't deliver as promised for Red Bull, I think maybe there was a possibility that Yuki Tsunoda would have taken over that seat. Well, now that Isack Hadjar is there and he tested faster in the second V-carb car than Yuki Tsunoda, he might not be the heir to the second throne at the big boy Red Bull team, because it kind of seems like Red Bull will do anything they can not to put Yuki Tsunoda in that second seat, and now they actually have possibly some objective data that supports their hesitation. A little bit about Isack Hadjar: 54 starts in Formula 2, 4 wins, 9 podiums, 1 pole position, and 3 fastest laps. Now, I think the one thorn in Hadjar's side, if you will, is going to be his, his temper. That's what shot Yuki Tsunoda in the foot early on, was his temper, his demeanor on the radio, which is a little bit at odds because Red Bull is kind of known for having a feisty lead driver, if you will, but I guess they only want one. The second driver should be docile, and Yuki did not start off as that. I think the other thing is Yuki Tsunoda has said publicly that he wanted to, bring the fight to Verstappen, so did Perez. We all know what happened to Perez now, and if you look at Liam Lawson's press conferences, he has been very, I guess you could say, favorable to Verstappen, almost to the point of butt kissery, because he did say that his favorite race was Abu Dhabi 21. I don't care if you're a Red Bull fan. I don't think that is anybody's true favorite race. I mean, it was a bit of a debacle. Even if your favorite race was some of the races, or were some of the races that Verstappen won without Massey's assistance, there are plenty of those to choose from, because quite frankly, 2021 did Max Verstappen a disservice, did Lewis Hamilton a disservice, did Formula One a disservice, and the entire global sporting community a disservice. So it was really odd that Liam Lawson would choose to say that Abu Dhabi 21 was his favorite. One thing that Hadjar might have against him is that he said that Lewis Hamilton was his all-time favorite driver. He's the GOAT. I don't know how well that will sit in the Jos, Marco, Max camp. I don't think they take too kindly to folks challenging his supreme status. I think that Red Bull feels like they should only have one feisty driver in the Red Bull seat. We all know what happened to Perez when he said that he feels like he could challenge Max Verstappen for the championship. He said that in 2023, and he never drove the car well again. So anyway, depending on Hadjar's race pace, on his development, if they can torture him just enough to get him to shut up about Lewis Hamilton, maybe he would be next in line should Liam Lawson not deliver. And to me, that dispels nearly the end of Yuki Tsunoda's career in the Red Bull family, because you can't race for like, 10, 15 seasons with the junior team and never get promoted. You kind of have to move on or move out. I guess you could stay. We have a lot to find out in 2025. You know what else we have to find out in 2025? It's who Ferrari is going to back for lead driver status. Now, we already heard that Ferrari was going to be replacing one of their brake components with a brake component manufacturer that Lewis Hamilton likes, and we all know that Hamilton is a late breaker. So is that a little hint that they're going to be pushing the car toward Lewis Hamilton's driving style? I don't know. Only time will tell. We'll find out when we see how Hamilton is doing in 2025 versus Charles Leclerc, who is extremely quick as well. But there is a little bit more news. Fred Vasseur said that less than 1% of the 2024 car will carry over into 2025. Now, they don't have to do that. They could have just, tweaked what they had, maybe do like 25% new parts, 10% new parts, but no, they're going 99% new parts. Now, I would love to know exactly what that means. Like, if they only tweaked 1% of that new part, but then it still qualifies as a new part, which puts it into the less than 1% carryover. I mean, it's a big risk. But I also wonder, is that going to leave some room open for Ferrari to develop the car toward Lewis Hamilton's liking? Lewis Hamilton clearly has more racing fuel in the tank. He's had moments of brilliance in the last season here in 2024. And, everybody kind of knows that Mercedes wasn't treating him very well. So it does stand to make one wonder what he could do with a team that fully supports him, or at the very least is not sabotaging him. And I also said that Fred Vasseur would love to have an 8th championship title winning driver attached to his name for prosperity. If he's the team principal who is with the driver when he wins the 8th championship, you know what? I almost feel like in current day society, people would forget all about Mercedes. Just like Mercedes tried to forget all about Hamilton. And that will be a badge of honor that Fred Vasseur will wear around for, the rest of his days, especially the rest of his days at Ferrari and in motorsport. And he would also be the team principal to take Ferrari out of their championship-less slump. It's a win for Fred Vasseur to get Lewis Hamilton to win. And as far as Charles Leclerc is concerned, yeah, he deserves to have a fight for the championship. This is Formula One. And if, Lewis Hamilton wins and then they're competitive, in 2026, and then Bierman develops well, then they're going to slot Bierman in with Charles Leclerc, and then they're going to have to fight it out. I don't think anything is guaranteed in Formula One, and Ferrari backing Hamilton for the win is a great business decision. Doesn't matter if you're a fan or not. To have a driver that breaks a record that only comes around once in a generation, once in a century, like, it takes a lot of work for someone to win 8 championships, for a team, for him to find the right team, or build the right team, or lead the right team, or whatever it is. That's a very, very good business goal to want to achieve. So anyway, quick video. That's it. What do you think? Is Yuki Tsunoda done at Red Bull? Is he going to have to start shopping around? Will Liam Lawson be an incredible second seat asset to Red Bull? Isack Hadjar, Will he turn into a long-term Formula One driver? Lot to learn. Will Lewis win his 8th at Ferrari? Will Ferrari win the championship? Will their 2025 gamble be a good one? Or will it absolutely stink? I don't know about you, but I can't wait for 2025 season to start. All right, I have been Dalton. This has been the Petrolist, and you have been great. Thanks for watching. I'm out.